Here's the problem. Everybody likes to think they're living for the praise of God. Everyone likes to think, I'm just honestly searching for the truth. But we're so easily self-deceived. We like the praise we get from others. We like to be perceived as smart by others. And we get into this groupthink, right? Never challenging, never considering the evidence. This is why our political parties are so deceived. We seek the praise of our own party rather than truth. Democrats, who pride themselves on defending the life of the vulnerable, don't see their inconsistency with their pro-choice policies. Democrats who have championed women's rights have allowed transgenderism to ruin women's sports. And Republicans, who pride themselves on the fact that facts don't care about feelings, cannot come to terms that there is zero evidence that the 2020 election was stolen. Republican judges, Trump's own attorney general, says this is not the case. Over 60 different court cases with Republican judges, some picked by Trump himself, and not a single one said there was election fraud. Are they all part of the deep state, brothers and sisters? Is it all just a conspiracy? What's more likely? Church, I know we're scared of what we see today in the world. We see the agenda to brainwash our children on gender and sexuality. We see cities overrun with crime. We see the outright hypocrisy of some during COVID. But church, listen to me carefully. If we let fear and anger of man drive our politics rather than seeking the praise of God, we are headed towards a dangerous place. We love, as conservatives, to say history repeats itself. Church, it wasn't the liberals who elected Hitler to power. It was not the liberals. It was Catholics, conservatives, the monarchists, the Republicans. The Nazi Party was anti-abortion and anti-homosexual. The Nazis held the traditional gender roles. They said the place of the woman is in the home and with her children and in the church. Hitler won over the populist crowd with his large rallies, and he got people into frenzies, and he blamed it on other countries, and he blamed the economy on the liberals. And they elected him because of a failed economy, fear of communism, and a desire to return to the glory days of Germany. And I hear people say, how did the Germans miss it back then? How did they miss it? And it's the same way we're missing it today. They weren't more evil than other people. They were scared, and they were angry. And they were given a choice between the anti-God communist and this strong man who promised them jobs, return to glory. He says, I'll establish the evangelical church, even though he made fun of it behind closed doors. And he wanted to root out the corruption of the government. And so the Germans turned a blind eye to Hitler's sins. And they chose to believe the best. He can't be that bad. Look at all the good he's doing. The Catholic and Protestant churches, they made deals with him. The schools, the Christian schools, made deals with the Nazi Party. Well, we hate the Marxists, the church said. And the Nazis promised to leave us alone as long as we don't speak out against what they're doing. And as a result, the most violent crimes to ever face humanity were unleashed upon this world. Brothers and sisters, if conservatives have lost the ability to call out the sins of our own politicians, then as a nation we're headed for disaster. People say, I hate the politics today. Well, let me tell you, this is only the beginning. Until we learn to hold people to a standard of right and wrong, we've only seen the beginning. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm telling you to call balls and strikes fairly. No man or political party or even pastor deserves 100% loyalty. Only God. The praise of God only. Hear me, I'm really not concerned about your politics. You know, Kyle's getting on. I really don't care about your politics. I can see how reasonable Christians could come to different understandings about candidates, policies, and laws. I mean, Jesus had two different guys in political parties in his 12 disciples, right? One wanted to overthrow the government, one was a tax collector. I'm not concerned about your politics. I'm concerned that your commitment to politics has inhibited you from telling the truth. But you can't tell the truth anymore from the lie. You can't call sin for what it is. That's not a political issue. That's a discipleship issue.